Well, hello there. My name is Susan Hamilton, and you're watching OBBM Live Special DFW Local Business. I'm here with John Moore today, a local veteran and a business owner with Legal Shield.
Good morning, Susan. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to see you, and of all the wonderful times for us to have a conversation, I'm so glad to have you here.
Absolutely. You know, I was in a bar before the shutdown came about, and I heard a guy ordering a Corona. He said, "Hold the virus." And, you know, with all the nail salons, the hair salons, the waxing centers, the fitness centers, everything closed, it could get really ugly around here. And I'd tell you one more coronavirus joke, but it'd take 2 weeks before you got it.
Boo, boo, boo. Well, John, it's good to see your smiling face. You've always been, you hang out in my memory because I remember meeting you at a networking event, and you talked Legal Shield then, and I have learned so much about the Legal Shield product. I'm a Legal Shield customer myself, and I'm purchased from you, so I'm really thrilled to be a part of this. So let's tell the marketplace a little bit about why Legal Shield is so important right now, because a lot of people, I bet they don't realize of all the divisiveness in our community, the conflicting information, and the open vulnerabilities we have now. It is quite possible that they're completely overlooking a very simple way they could protect themselves.
You're absolutely right. And during the course of our conversation, I want to hit on a couple of things. Number one, who Legal Shield and ID Shield is, reviewing at some answers to common legal questions, and also to tell you more about the opportunity that Legal Shield has to protect our citizens. We are not, you see it with, since this is all started, you see a lot of people, a lot of companies and people popping up with answers. But Legal Shield gives you the ability to talk to a lawyer on any matter without worrying about high hourly cost or out-of-pocket expense. So basically, what we are is a team. It provides you access to your own legal team at an affordable price. We have an international network of attorneys in all 50 states and all provinces in Canada, and also the United Kingdom, to help provide justice, bring justice to the community at an affordable price.
So tell us a little bit about where those vulnerabilities are. What are you seeing?
Great question. I'm glad you asked that. Glad you asked. You know, new behaviors leave us more exposed personally, working from home, diving into online shopping, relying on social media. The school's out. School districts all across the country have been either dismissed or suspended till who knows when. We're all relying much more on smart devices, our iPhones, our Androids, whatever. And then the fact that our movie nights have been replaced with or going out to movies have been replaced with movie nights and relying on Netflix and other things like that. So the streaming services, gaming and things like that leave us a lot more vulnerable than we've ever been. For example, working from home. New apps and accounts that are work remotely are required by our employers. That creates a larger digital footprint.
Mm-hmm.
There's more of your private information online, as well as there are questions that may come up. Is if my employer is going to force me to work from home, you know, what are my legal options, or what sort of things can I look to legally to protect myself?
Mm. So it's a little bit different than talking about insurance, but it is very important to understand where we are legally, because this is a brand new environment and we've got to be protected. And with Legal Shield, as you're mentioning, when people are talking about Legal Shield, they're not talking about, hey, John's going to be my lawyer. That's not what this is. Legal Shield, if you're...
And thank you for bringing that. That's the most important thing to remember. is this is not legal advice. If you have a question, you should seek counsel from an attorney. But what Legal Shield is a network of attorneys of top law firms all across the country. We have nearly 10,000 attorneys in our network, and we have a provider law firm in every state and every province in Canada as well. So what you in the average experience with our attorneys is well over 20 years. So you're not getting rookie lawyers that are just trying to figure out what they're doing in this environment.
They are familiar with the scenario and they're easy to work with. I can tell you myself. So when you sign up online, it's very, very simple. And we can have that information attached to this video. So when you want to sign up, that's really the extent, except for these wonderful phone calls that you'll get from John while he checks on you to make sure you've got what you need and that your questions are getting answered. There's also a lot of different values that they offer through the email campaign that you then become a part of. There's a bunch of different community things that they give you, different perks and discounts for things that you use every single day that might be interesting as well. But Legal Shield by itself, I mean, to know that everything from updating your business plan, hey friends, have you had to update your business plan? And do you have current paperwork? Have you had to change the way you do your business? To have that legal advice is very, very helpful. And what about the condition of your family? Are there needs being met? Are there neglects happening? Are there protections that need to be in place that are not? It would be really smart to very inexpensively be able to work with a team of attorneys and have those questions answered. And to know that if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I think that you are guilty of such and such, because something could happen today. This is a litigious community, litigious society, and everybody is busy thinking they've been wronged in some way. And if that comes down on you, business owner, and don't think it cannot, yes, it can, you want to know that nobody can mess with you. You have representation. You can say, hang on, you can talk to my attorney and have the opportunity to have that representation very inexpensively, just for a monthly subscription cost.
True, and the monthly subscription cost for families is we say a lot of times it's the cost of a bottle of water a day to protect your family and to protect your reputation. And for a business owner, it's a very, very reasonable. Again, it's about the cost of a bottle of water a day for your business. Just importantly, we're in an environment that we've never seen before. Proactive behavior can help you keep you safe with ID Shield, which is our companion product. So we practice social distancing to protect our health. But the important thing about this entire scenario right now is we need to take action to safeguard our legal and our digital health. With ID Shield and Legal Shield, we provide it helps you be proactive in protecting yourself from this threat. With ID Shield, we monitor 34 different pieces of your public and private information on the dark web, credit bureaus, and over 78 billion public records, and more to alert you if your personal information has been exposed. And finally, watching your social media accounts for yourself and your kids for identity theft and reputational risk. But the environment that we're in is unprecedented. I don't need to tell you that, but it is unprecedented, and it's a situation that we need to be sure that we have ourselves covered legally. For example, is your will, your living will, your healthcare power of attorney. Those need to be updated if you have not done it, and not only if they've been done recently. Maybe you've gone through a life-changing situation. Maybe you're divorced or you're laid off or whatever. Is having the advice of an attorney there there and readily available for you.
Oh, I love that. It looks like you've got everything covered. It looks like to me that if somebody reaches out to to John Moore and wants to know more about Legal Shield, you're not going to have any problem with that at all. This is a really smart way. And there's a couple things I want to mention about it. Not only is this a great service to have access to, I learned years ago that in as early as elementary school, there's by signing your handbook paperwork to get your grades at a very early age, you're giving away a whole lot more rights than you realize you are, because most people don't read the read all the way through those booklets. In those booklets in the fine print, if your child is charged with something, a lot of times you've given away the right to be notified if your child's being interviewed at school by a detective. Having a simple family plan and having insurance, having this Legal Shield allows that student to say, allows your son or daughter to be able to say, you know what, I don't have to talk with you. I have an attorney. And that's one piece of protection that is worth it if you never did another thing, because the younger a child gets involved in our juvenile justice system, that is considered long-term money for the county, I guarantee you. It's wise to make sure that they are represented, and you want to make sure that you're in on that. So I just thank Legal Shield for offering all those types of things for families, for sure.
I want to share a screen here that specifically is the Coronavirus Resource Center that
Okay.
Legal Shield is offering. And then also my personal information, if somebody wants to contact me. And in the past, I'd say, okay, let's meet for coffee. But we're going to have to meet. It's going to have to be a Zoom meeting or a remote meeting of some way. And we'll figure out that. We'll figure that out. But go ahead and share the screen.
That's going to have to be on your end, John.
Okay, one moment, please. There we go. You got it?
Nope, not yet. You may have do you have a second monitor on?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a second monitor on, John?
No, ma'am.
All right, well, it's not coming in.
Oh, okay, I didn't click the share button.
Okay. Yeah, that'll help.
All right, now can you see it?
It started to share. It's really not the best quality here. Hang on a second.
Well,
I don't want to lose our audience waiting for technology to work.
Again, this website link is extremely long, and
okay, there you go. If you want to do a large screen on this. Okay. All right, that is a long link. I'll tell you what, John, you know what you could do with this document? You don't have to do a screen share on this. Why don't you go ahead and put us back? And what I'll do is I'll attach this into our emails. Would you like that?
I'd like that. And I'm going to also show you one more screen. That's my personal contact information.
Okay. There you go. jamoore@legalshieldassociate.com, 972-979-6153.
That's correct. And the website is www.johnamore.wearelegalshield.com.
Wonderful. So if you will do a stop screen on that. There you go.
Just a second.
And send the PowerPoint to us. We will go ahead and include that, John, because I think it's so important. And friends, you know, a lot of people right now are taking advantage of additional streams of revenue, and they realize that what's gone on in this community, they're a little unprepared for. So I want you to realize that through these links, you also have an opportunity to sign up as John's downline and have this protection for yourself, offer it to your very own community, and start making sure that you've got some additional revenue coming in.
True.
Also, one more thing I wanted to say before we leave this very short Zoom is that John is still networking, and he's got a pretty cool networking group called Passionate Patriots, Veterans and Passionate Patriots, that still meets on Zoom. Now, these guys are early morning. And let's see, stop participants sharing. There we go. There we are. Just know that you can also start connecting with this group of veterans and passionate patriots at 7 in the morning on Zoom. So yes, you can do that with your cup of coffee in your very own living room. Get on the phone and meet some really wonderful people. They are as warm and wonderful and great connections, and I guarantee you, you will have them for a very, very long time. Everyone knows members of this group that is actively networking in the DFW area, and those relationships actually extend for several years. So they're very valuable. You want that in your circle of influence. If you are not networking friends and you're not really participating in this space, look for ways that you can get to know the long-term groups that have really put some salt into it and put the effort and the elbow grease into long-term relationships, because that stuff comes back later on and it's very, very helpful. John, you're awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Make sure you send me that PowerPoint so that I can share it for you.
One of the things as far as networking groups, I'm also very active in the Richardson Plano networking group that meets. Where again, formerly we met at the original Pancake House on Central Expressway in Plano. Now we're meeting twice a week on Wednesdays and Thursdays via Zoom. And the Wednesday session is much more of a traditional networking. Thursday is primarily continuing education, and I've been a member of that group for about going on 7 years.
Yeah, so is it Thursday instead of Friday now?
It's Friday. I'm sorry, did I say Thursday? Excuse me. I have not quite completely woke up yet. So.
Oh, that's funny. So yes, on Friday, and that is David Roberts, and you've seen his interview on Offbeat Business Show, so you'll know a little bit about what he's doing with My Wellbeing Compass. He also is an active networker and very, very active in this community. John, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
I'm excited to share you.
Thank you.
Until next time, friends, hey, have you signed up for your OBBM Live? Go to the Offbeat Business Show media page on Facebook and click the link below the banner and go ahead and sign up for your 15-minute OBBM Live. These are only good through shelter-in-place order, so get in on this. Talk to you soon.